You have to step out in faith. It's real scary. And then I learned how many people don't get to that next level because they're just relying on their own strength. It's like all these things, you have to tap into something bigger than yourself to be able to do something bigger than yourself.
Welcome to Life Changing Money, a podcast all about one of the most taboo topics in the world, money. I'm your host, Barbara Shreehans, and we're going behind the scenes on business owners' journeys to money, success, and wealth. Let's get started. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Life Changing Money. I'm so excited because I have my friend Paige here today. Hello and welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
She is an amazing mortgage lender for specifically investors, but we were just talking about your mindset around investing in your business.
Yep.
And I love your mindset around it. So tell us how you think.
Yeah. So I'm real intentional about where I spend my time and my money and who I give my heart and my mind space to. And so I was just telling Barbara, like coming out to Mental Wealth Live, like I knew it was going to cost me so much, or doing the council, I knew it was going to cost me so much. And so my mindset is that that money is going to come back to me. It's not about the price. It's always the return on investment. So like that money will come back to me tenfold. And so I even like pray over it. I'm like, all right, I'm going to spend this and you are going to pay me back tenfold from this. So my investment in, say, the council, it's like being able to do, I'm not going to say how much it costs, but I could tell you I have 1, 2, 3 deals in process that will pay that back 3 times as much.
Yeah.
And so that's,
and we're just getting started.
Like we're just at the beginning of it. But knowing it's always the return on investment. I think a lot of people get stuck because they see price tag and it's like, it's suffocating sometimes as a business owner, but it's never about the price tag. It's always about the return on the investment. And so if you can see like, what does that then make me in the long run, then that's the place that you make your decision from. I always tell like women in my group, I'm like, the challenge getting to the next level is you're making decisions from where you are right now. And if you make the decision from where you are right now, you keep recreating that same level of experience. And so if you want to get to the next level, you have to make decisions from the next level. What does she do? If she's making X amount, does she invest in the mastermind? Does she go on the trip? Does she pay for the coaching? Like, what does she do? And that's, you have to be to have, right? So you have to be that person. Take the action, and then you can have that result. And the challenge is you're not there yet. So it's like,
so you have to do something different if you want a different result. Like literally, that's the definition of insanity.
Yeah,
you have to do something different, and not just the return on investment, like monetarily. Too. Even it's like, what are you going to get back from what you're learning? Changes in mindset, who you are as well, which is harder to quantify,
it's
obviously.
very intangible.
But we did a lot of mindset work. We just wrapped up the council mastermind retreat. And I think it was right up your alley.
100%.
Maybe some other people have not done as much woo-woo mindset work as we have, but tell people a little bit about your experience.
So good, you guys. So there was even stuff for me where I was like, I very much do a lot of energy work. I do a lot. I'm very conscious of moving stuff out of my body. I've been doing this work for about probably a good decade or so. I've noticed the more I pour into that stuff, the more successful I become because I don't get triggered. It's like, I don't have the loop in my mind that says you're a failure or, you know, just the things that happen in life. Like I don't have that because I've worked so hard for so long. But there was even stuff we did. I was like, I don't know about this. And it's such an amazing experience. I'm like, I want to take that modality. Do you mind if I mention?
Sure, yeah.
The Spinal Energetics. I was like, wow, it was a beautiful experience. I could, even though it was so outside of like my comfort zone. And even with like, my comfort zone is pretty big.
Tell people what Spinal Energetics is from your perspective.
Yeah. So,
because everyone, like, I explain it
very different.
I don't know.
Yeah. So we have like energy in the body and we get stored energy and sometimes trauma and it gets stuck wherever and we need to move it. And I don't know how it works. It seems almost like magic-y.
Yeah.
And then watching when Kelsey opened the room and she did a demonstration, and I was like, okay, I it's hard to get over like the physical representation of it. But I was like, you know what? Hey, just go ahead and like relax your mind and like go with it and see what happens. And I was amazed. I mean, it's almost like when you're falling asleep and you have that involuntary like twitch or whatever, and it's that all the time. And like I remember she came to work on me, and like all of a sudden, like my mind settles and then my body takes over. And I think I like kicked and yelled, and I was like, oh, and it's yelling. Like, it's not my body, but somebody is yelling. And it was like the most beautiful experience to be able to unlock whatever that energy that we store all the other places, either our energy, generational trauma, ancestral trauma, the world's trauma, the people in the room's trauma. It's like being able to work that through the body. So then, you know, tomorrow I'm not walking around with it. And then like my kids don't get to experience me walking around with my dad's trauma, my mom's trauma, my grandparents' trauma, my trauma. They get a different mom that shows up, and then my business gets a different person that shows up. I think the more you do that and you can clear that channel, that's really what I noticed through building Notorious last year. I did an event with a bunch of women. It was like a dream come true, but it was really about keeping my channel clear, right? Any negative thought that would come in, and I'd be like, nope, we're not available for that. And the people around me would be like, so, you know, women's events don't make money. It's not available for that. And it was like, the more I could keep this channel clear, the more I could hear from whatever that presence is, the next step, or the like attractionness into my life and my business. So
yeah, that's why I like to bring in the woo-woo with the strategy, because we can give you all the strategy, but if then you get those downloads.
You need both.
Yes,
right? You
we
can't
need
just
both.
Stay in the woo all the time.
No,
nothing gets done.
And we couldn't do that shit for 8 hours a day for each day. Like 2 hours is enough.
Yeah.
I was tired after that.
Yeah.
But let's talk a little bit about your women's events, because you are creating a movement. And I think a lot of people want to create something that you're creating, but are afraid to do that. So what came to you to create Notorious?
Yeah. So one, it was birthed out of frustration that I wasn't seeing women represented in my field, even though the field is
in mortgage.
Yeah, in mortgage. Even though the field is 50-50 split, what we see on stage and higher levels of leadership, it's like not translating. And so there was frustration there, but it was also, I really felt that it was a divine idea. And so I had read this book a long time ago. It's by Elizabeth Gilbert. It's called Big Magic. And she talks,
I've read it too.
Yeah, it's so good. She talks in that book about, you know, if you're given a divine idea and you don't move on it, somebody else will, because divine ideas are coming to the world. And I so long ago, I read that book, but I remember like thinking Notorious and like, we need to have an all women's event. And like, I would be like, somebody needs to throw this event. Somebody please throw this event.
Yeah, not me, but someone.
Somebody should, because I'm just a mortgage originator. I'm not a big company. I don't have a marketing department. I don't have the checkbook that all y'all have. I don't have the resources. I don't have a website. Like, I don't even have a website in mortgage. I'm really surprised I do the business I do, but it's like, I don't have any of the resources. Why is this idea coming to me? You all should do it, and nobody would do it. And so maybe it was a little naivete. I was like, fine, I'll do it. And then it was like, oh shit, okay, put my credit card down. And then I had to do the whole next year really dealing with like my spiritual connection and my mindset, because I didn't have the resources to do it.
Yeah.
And so it was like
a lot of faith.
Yeah. God, you better show up for me. I'm going to take the steps, but you gave me this idea. You are also going to provide the resources and the people, and every step I'm going to take, you're going to lay that out. And so I had that chance last year of like, I don't know if you've seen like Indiana Jones. I don't know if it's Temple of Doom or what it is, but there's this point where he has to go from like one side of this cave to the other, and there's no bridge. And like the little kid is like, Indy, you can do it. You just have to believe. And it's like this idea of like, once you believe it, you'll see it. And so you have to step out in faith. It's real scary. And then I learned so much. I learned how many people don't get to that next level because they're just relying on their own strength. It's like all these things. I'm not like religious, but it's a lot of the things that you learn in religion. It's like you're just, you're relying on your own strength, and you have to tap into something bigger than yourself to be able to do something bigger than yourself. And a lot of times we're just like, oh, well, I can do it all. And I was like, oh, okay, I got you. If I push myself so far outside my comfort zone, well, I don't have any of the resources. I have to rely on something bigger than myself. And so we did that event, and it was like,
well, hold on.
Yeah.
You can't just glaze over and say, so we did this event. Well, let me say I was blessed to be invited to speak at it.
That was miraculous too, BT Dub, because so I think we might have talked about this. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I had thought you were somebody else.
Really?
Yeah. I had somebody like, you need to meet so-and-so, and she's like a financial planner. And I was like, yeah. And then I guess you came through like my algorithm, and I was like, yeah, follow this lady. I was like, I thought you were her, but this lady was a financial advisor. And I was just like, she's coming. Like, and we booked you and you came out, and I was like, I thought you were connected with somebody else. And when I learned you weren't, I was like,
wait, that's so weird.
Yeah.
So you didn't even want me.
Yeah.
That's what you were saying.
No, but that shows up, right? So God brings you, God, source, spirit, whatever that energy is of creation, brings you who you're supposed to have.
That's
right?
crazy.
Yeah.
Well, so you invited me, even though you didn't really want to invite me, I guess, to speak. And I had another speaking engagement. So it was like a quick in and out.
Yeah.
But then when I saw, like, she planned this like 4-day, maybe longer, like there were so many activities and experiences and really amazing things that I was like, damn, I have FOMO, like that I can't be at all these things. So how did you plan like that long of an event with that many things?
Yeah. Oh, I just planned everything I wanted. Like, the event was like so much of what I needed. It's self-fulfilling. I was like, all right, we're going to start at 10 because I like to sleep in. We're going to have a pool party because I like pool parties. We're going to have this because I like this. And then what I found is like a lot of other women really did that. So many events are just like, start real early and then you jam pack it in. And there's a bunch of men on stage that tell you you're not working hard enough.
Yeah.
Like that whole thing around shame. And like, I was like, we're not doing this. Like, we're going to connect on a heart level. Because I think once we connect from a heart level and we can, have other women that support us, like we can really accomplish so much together. And so, I mean, everything was very, very self-serving and like what I wanted from an event, which I also feel like you plan your events from like what you want from an event.
Yeah, I do.
I think I showed up and I was like, this is so Barb. That's what people said coming to mind. They're like, this is so you. And
but how could you plan an event that's not you? It would be like so out of alignment.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people don't actually know how like woo-woo and hippie I am. And like, it's all about the mindset work. And like, we just hit our biggest launch ever last night. And there was no way logically we were going to hit this number if you asked us a week ago.
Yeah.
And I just kept journaling it every day. And I can show people later, like my journals. And I was like, we're going to fucking hit this number. Like, it's just going to happen. And it happened last night. So anyways, I think a lot of people just don't see that side because they just see like, oh, Barb, the tax lady, like talking about numbers and like all these things. And she has a big team. But people are attracted and aligned with me for a reason. They just might not know it yet.
Yeah, it's an energetic thing.
And so they get here and it's like, I know what you need. You don't know what you need, but I know what you need. And we're just going to do it.
Yeah. And the right people show up. Like, that's also in like business. I always tell people like, it's okay to lose clients. Like, because when they're not an energetic match, they're taking space up for people that are. So like, bless and release. And the earlier we can bless and release, the better. And tell me sooner and like make space.
I love it.
And so it's like, even like with events and stuff, it's like the people that were supposed to be here were here.
Yep.
And they got the messages that they were supposed to get. And it was just a beautiful experience.
So you have the event first time last year. Also, you got an insane amount of sponsorship
We did.
money. And a lot of our community also throws events and are always asking about how to get more sponsors. Do you have any like suggestions about that?
So It's scary for sure, because I put my credit card down as a solo originator with no business plan. It wasn't like I threw an event to like back you all into coaching program. It was just, I was so fed up and we were going to do it. And so I was like, oh, you are very much dependent upon sponsor money. So we better get this in gear. And so at first it was I don't want to use the word struggle, but maybe a challenge. And it took a little bit of time. I definitely had to work on my mindset, because a lot of people would tell me, like I told you earlier, like women's events don't make money. And I'd be like, yeah, that's great for you, but I'm not available for you and your negative mindset. That's great for you that women's events don't make money. But over here in my world, we're not available for that. So it was also cutting out a lot of the noise.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did we did guerrilla marketing. I'm big on guerrilla marketing.
What's that?
Okay. So I built my whole business on this concept of social proof in mortgage, right? It's like, I could say I'm great, but if I have 15 other people tell you I'm great, way more stronger. So over in sponsorships, I would do the initial, hey, I have this event, whatever, here it is. And then I had, 4 other of my female friends in mortgage that would also approach the same people and be like, oh my God, I'm going. Are you going to sponsor? Hey, I'm going. And we also did this thing. I showed up at an event. I didn't have any sponsors, I don't think, at this point. So I might have had one. Might have had one sponsor, but not a whole lot of money. And I was like, we better change this. So we show up at a big industry event that a lender had put on. And I brought these crown pins. I should have worn one today, but I usually wear them, but not today. So I brought these crown pins and I was like, everybody's going to wear them. Because when people ask you what's the crown pin, you're going to tell them about the event, right? And so it became this thing. We're like, oh, are you going? Oh, I'm going. I have the crown pin on. And then all the other people at the event were there. And it was like, we're all going. You should.
Yeah,
sponsor,
FOMO.
right? And then have girls, are you sponsoring? You should totally sponsor, right? And it was like, this guerrilla marketing costs no dollars. But like, how do we all create an environment together where we're all going and you should sponsor, and they're all asking the sponsor. So it's not just me, right?
Yeah.
If it's just me, it's like the pressure or the value or whatever is only based on me. But if it's 10 of us,
Yeah.
then it's like, oh shit, I better fucking sponsor.
Yeah. And this must be a real event because all these people are going.
Everybody's going.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was half of our budget, and created the very first event. We made a profit. It was beautiful. So,
and now you're throwing a branding and social media, all fun things trip.
Yeah.
So what made you think of that?
So I'm so excited about this. So wrapping up our fall event really got the message that everybody wanted to travel. From an event standpoint, it works really well if we have it in the same location, because just logistically wise, you can troubleshoot past problems. And so it's not brand new every time. So I was like, I think the fall event stays where it is. But I got you guys. You guys want to go to different places. For me, I'm very mindful of if I'm going to travel, that's going to make me money. I love you girls, but we're just not traveling to travel.
Yeah.
We're going to make money. So I was like, how do we create a travel trip, but then also be able to leverage that so everybody can make more money together? And so after thoughts and all that kind of stuff, I was like, we're going to do a content creation trip. So we're going to Cabo in May. We're flying down a award-winning film crew and content creator, a brand photographer. We'll film for 2 days. They'll come out of that event with YouTube, podcast, whole media kit, brand photos, all that kind of stuff. And for what's amazing is it's the perfect time for women in mortgage, because the mortgage industry has had a mass exodus over the past couple of years.
Yeah.
The pooling is,
and the ones that are left are the really good ones.
This is the time where you really invest in creating a brand and a sphere of influence and really showing your expertise for the next boom. And so you come out of that event with look at me, I'm the star of a show.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to leverage that then to create business. And so we're going to do that in May, and then we'll come back here again in the fall and do the fall event.
And the beautiful thing about business trips and business retreats is that they're a write-off. So it's basically free.
I was like, write-off.
So if anyone is in mortgage or real estate or just really needs a female community, you're building a whole ass movement with Notorious. When we have the dates for the fall, right?
Yeah, so the fall event will be September 14th through the 17th. Right now, what we've created is mostly hanging out on Facebook because there's like a group of capacity that you can do there. We might take it offline eventually, but you guys can find us over on Facebook. Go to Notorious WMN. In that group, we host monthly summits, and they're all designed to either move your life or your business forward. And then you can post on like socials, Instagram and Facebook and all.
So join us in Austin,
in September.
In September, I'll be there too. And I'll be there for the pool party this time. Is there a pool party?
There'll be a pool party. I think we're going to do, don't hold me to this, but we're going to do a pool party.
Okay.
And then I think we're going to do a pajama party, not to like take off your PJs.
No, hey,
podcast.
go for it.
We're going to do like custom slippers where we like, you make your own custom slippers.
Oh, cute.
We did, the last time we did like a hat bar.
Yep.
So you came in and you got your cowboy hat and you got to make it all like cowboy-esque. So I think this time it's like slippers and you get to put like, I don't know if it's like your champagne patch and then like your whatever patch on your cute little slippers and they're glittery or I don't know. So I think we're going to do a PJ party and then I hope I can make this happen. I just went to Bingo Logo.
Oh, fuck yeah. I love me some club and bingo. Let's go.
It was so much fun. I was like, oh my God.
Have you been to the one in Vegas?
I went to the one in LA last week.
It's
and I was
insane.
like, so much fun. I was like, I think we should do Bingo Logo at Notorious.
Like, I can't wait to be 80 and I'm going to be doing this with you.
Bingo Logo.
And I'm going to have my bag of daughters.
It's like club music in the background.
Yeah. They'll be playing Notorious B.I.G. Oh, well, where can everyone find you?
Yeah, so you can find me across social platforms. It's Paige Taylor Hernandez. You can also find us over on Instagram and on Facebook at Notorious WMN.
We didn't even talk about mortgage at all, so you'll have to
mortgage.
So you'll have to come back and we'll talk all things investing. But if any of you are investors and you need to find a really good lender, because you do need a really good lender when you're an investor, she has all the cool products and can get you all the loans much easier and faster than anyone else. So find her at Paige Taylor Hernandez on Instagram.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. Thank you for listening to this episode of Life Changing Money. Don't forget to subscribe, and I would love if you left a review and shared it with your friends. See you next time.